Right. Awesome, guys. Hey, thanks for joining the call, Anand, Shubham, Nikhil. So let's get started. So Anand, I want you to do two things. One, can you actually explain what you're working on, and also, if you would, please update this doc. I'm going to take notes as you explain, but if in case if I miss something, feel free to update it. Now this holds good for everybody on the call. So Anand, let's start with you. Do you want to say what you're working on, Anand?
Yeah, hello sir. Lee asked me to change the Twitter card image for Meshery IO and layer 5 IO slash Meshery. So I have to update the new logo on those Twitter card images. And the other thing that I'm not working on that, but it's still on my checklist. So I will be working on it after my exam ends because it's going to take some time. Uh, that's all.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. Yeah, no, exams take priority for sure. No doubt. I'm definitely for what you just said, Anand. Hey, thanks a lot. Is there anything else you're working on, Anand? Okay. Looks like somebody is having a party somewhere.
Yeah, actually, sir,
All right. Cool. Cool, Anand.
I, yeah, I was.
That's better. I'm sorry. Anand, can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, actually, I was working on the lint failure of version command that Lee opened a couple of days ago. So actually, I worked on that issue before, but I didn't did the pull request thing, and it was just like left that left there.
Gotcha.
So I just
So you want to finish off the pull request? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, actually, I think you merged that.
Oh, right.
We are.
Yeah. I merged it last evening. Oh, you okay? That's what you're talking about. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Okay. Anything else, Anand? Before we move on to Nikhil Gunjan. Hey, Gunjan, I just saw you join the call. Hey, thanks for joining.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, and you?
Hey, not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Okay, let's move on to Nikhil. Hey, Nikhil. Can you tell us what you're working on and what you plan to work on? Of course, there was this other thing we were talking about yesterday. So maybe towards the end of the call, I'll take a few minutes and then walk you through some stuff. It's pretty in line with what we were talking about yesterday. But other than that, if you're working on something else, please feel free to share it with the team.
Yes, sir, sure. Actually, correct. The only that part is left, the where we need to remove the duplicate code. Other than that, I don't think any of the issues are left. One more issue is left, that is the performance part. That I think for that there are some changes, I guess, that needs to be done. Other than that, all the issues have been completed by, and I will look up to new issues once my exams gets over.
Gotcha. All right. Just a second. Actually, shoot. I pasted the wrong link. Oh, wow, man. All right. Okay, that's better. Cool. Cool. Oh, I see Ali just joined the call. That's awesome. All right. Nikhil, towards the end of the call, I wanted to actually show you, some stuff related to D3, but I'll just put it here. He's starting to work on some D3 related stuff for Meshery after his exams. All right, Nikhil, would you mind adding? I mean, if I miss something, please feel free to add it here in the stock so that we can actually get going with it.
Yes, sir, sure.
Cool. All right, Shubham. Shubham, are you messaging me? Oh, you're free. Okay, cool, man. Like, that's good. Like, that's good that you actually bring it up down with all the PRs. Awesome, dude. Like, so you know what? Lee is here. Like, towards the end of the call, like, let's review issues that are open, and we can, like, probably assign you something. Or, you know what? Like, while we are on this call, like, would you actually go to, any of the Meshery repos and find some relevant issues which you can actually take and work on? Oh man, wow, my computer. All right. Um, Shubham, sorry, did you say something? Oh, okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Shubham. And you know what? Like, once you pick something, like, feel free to actually, come back here and paste it, so that people know, like, what you're picking and starting to work on. And if you noticed in the chat, like, Lee just shared a link. You guys can actually, if you go to that URL, it'll load a page, like, with all the issues that are open across the projects, I think. Yeah. So see if you can actually find one. I'm going to try to load it in my browser. I'm not sure if it'll bring it up. Okay, so it looks like I need to have access or something. Maybe I should be logged in. Anyways, yeah. So Shubham, if you would, please try the link which Lee has pasted and see if if that works for you. And if it works, like, see if you can pick one and share it with the team here. All right. So Gunjan, hey Gunjan, how are you?
Hello, sir. I'm good.
All right. So what are you working on?
Sir, actually, I have my exams, so that's why I'm not working on anything. Sir, I was working on all contributor bots, so that time I made so many mistakes. But I think I can solve those problems. And today I assigned myself in a new issue that was Hull chart.
I'm sorry, Ajay. I missed the last part. Oh, Hemch. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sir. So I like to work on that issue.
Okay. Okay. That's an ambitious one to work on.
Yeah, sir, I want to know one more thing, sir. So I have some doubt for that all contributor bot issue.
Mm-hmm.
So what should I do, sir? Actually, that was a file that is all contributor. So should I edit on that particular file, or I should make another file that is package.json?
No, not the package.json. So there will be a all contributor file. If so the thing is, if one is not found, I think you should create it, and you should be able to add all the people, like, who we want added as contributors into the repo.
Okay. So actually, I was following their own repository that is all contributor board. So I was following their repository. That's why I think I make those mistakes.
Gotcha. No, I understand. That's all right. That's okay. So but you do understand, like, how to actually work with it, right?
Yes, yes. Sir. So in that particular dot or to all contributor, I just add those contributors who are contributing that particular repository.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. So, okay. So looks like he's typing something. Oh, okay. Cool. So Lee is suggesting some stuff to Shubham. Shubham, please take a look at it. Like, when you are free. And now I'm actually going to jump onto a topic with Nikhil. I'm going to be showing some stuff. But before I do that, like, do you guys have any other topics to bring on to discuss? Because we are only like 17 minutes into the call, so we still have another 40-ish minutes. So if anybody else has anything else to talk about,
Yes,
let's
sir.
do it now. Yeah. Hey.
Yes, sir. I have an issue, sir.
Cool. You want to share the screen?
Uh, Hello, sir.
Hey, Gunjan, do you want to share the screen?
Sir, actually, I'm not working on that issue, but I'm facing that issue because you told me to run the Docker file by using make Docker command, but I was trying to use the make Docker command, but still I'm facing some issue.
Okay. You want to share your screen and bring it up so we can take a look at it?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. So, just, sir, at the end of the call, I'll show you what I'm facing right now.
Are you not in a position to bring it up now?
Yes, sir. I'm just okay, sir. At the end of the call, I'll show you what I'm facing right now.
All right. Okay. Does anybody else have any other topics to talk about?
Yeah, hello, Grace. Actually, I was just going through the issues right now on this thing for more details. So, I think it's a quick be able to do this in 2 days max. So, I just want to know that what versions like in fact want to share like Git testing and do you want on our version?
So, if I understood your question correctly, then the question is, how you want to get the Gisha? Is that right? Or I'm sorry, like I couldn't hear most of what you said, Anand. Do you want to repeat that, Anand? Oh, yeah. So in that issue, like I mean, you can see, I just had an example, from Sonoboy, and the whole purpose of that example is to show that, like, the version doesn't have to be like, kind of static, but rather it can be, it can also have some extra details, like, like the Shaw version. Sorry, just a second. Like the Git Shaw, and now we are injecting, like, for example, the version number by using Go Releaser. So I'm pretty sure Go Releaser has a way to also inject the Git SHA. So it'll be a good thing to have. Is kind of like, what I was suggesting there. So it's not a big deal. Like, it's a very tiny change for you. You just have to follow the same pattern you have followed for adding the version number. For the Meshery CTL version command. So you just have to add this extra field, and then print it out so that the version information, like, will have an extra field there. Eventually we can keep adding more information so that it'll be much more useful. If you guys have seen the Docker version, that is actually a much better example than Sonoboy. But with Meshery, like, yeah, I mean, we probably don't have much to present now, but we can eventually start adding more. So this issue is actually kind of like a general request to actually add the Git SHA first, and then let's eventually, as we progress, we can actually keep adding more fields. Gotcha. Cool, Anand. Awesome. Cool. Anything? Anybody else have anything to bring up?
Sir, I'm ready to show you the issue.
Yeah. Cool. Like, go ahead, grab the ball. I'm going to stop presenting.
So here is my pocket. So here is showing that downloading Catholic details. So here is the issue.
you may need to run bundle update. Helps.
Sir, actually, just type the make docker command for running docker. Check my changes.
So which repo is that?
So that is there. So I was working in the big structure.
Gotcha. And you did make docker.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Do you ever build the site local to your operating system? Have you ever tried running just make site?
Sir, this is something going wrong.
Right. If you do a bundle install from here, actually it's kind of nice if you're able to make it from your local operating system because it's a little bit faster. So if you do bundle install, if you run this command, bundle install. Yeah. Okay. So this is why people choose to run it in Docker sometimes. Although I still think it's kind of worth running on your local machine. So the next steps here for me in the past have been using RVM. Gosh, what do you even play? It's a Ruby version manager. So if you go to rvm.io, /install, rvm.io/install. And I guess depending upon what operating system you're running, I'm sorry, it's rvm.io/rvm/install. And then are you running Ubuntu?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I think this is a good use of our time on this call to do this. So yeah, if you go to the Ubuntu section, I think there's a Ubuntu section. Yeah, if you go to the top of the page. Okay, it's at a different link. Have we ever had Rock? And by the way, the link is that one on github.com, github.com/rvm_. Anyway, have we ever had Raghav on this call? Raghav Agarwal?
What are we trying here, guys?
Gungeon is trying to build the layer 5 Jekyll site
on his
Okay.
local machine. He was trying to run it using Make Docker, but
Right.
ended up running into a gem issue. I think where one of the gems wouldn't install. So instead of doing
Maybe in the make file he can just include that. I think that would have just fixed the problem.
uh-huh. Sure. If you, Garish, if you, that would be, you're saying in the make file, do a gem install, and the name of the.
Yeah, in the make Docker command, it's anyways running everything in the container. So you just have to go and include the bundle update, whatever, and I think that should have probably fixed the problem.
Oh, do a bundle update inside of the
Exactly.
make file?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. But either way, Gunjan, whether you try to run it on your local OS or you try to, or right now I think Garish is probably going to go update the easiest. So, Gunjan, are you still trying to work through the issue at the moment? Okay. Yeah, Gunjan's working on installing Ruby RVM, and after he gets Ruby RVM, he'll then be able to run bundle install. Because with Ruby RVM will allow it allows you to manage different versions of Ruby on the same machine. And the layer 5 Jekyll site calls for Ruby version 2.6.3. Gungeon's local Ubuntu OS has Ruby 2.5.1, I think, installed. And that actually happens to me quite a bit because I work on quite a few different machines. And they have these different machines have different Ruby versions installed. So I often have to go and do this same process. But once Ruby RVM is installed, you'll need to run an RVM command. An RVM command to tell that particular project, the layer 5 project, what version of Ruby you want to run. So, oh, okay, got it. Thank you, Ashish. Yeah, I think Raghav will be a regular, which is great. He had started just before some exams, and then needed to cut out for a while, but he's back. So he's back, and he's working through. I think he's got Meshery compiled. He's working on. So let's give, if we can, maybe it makes sense. We'll give Gungeon some time to try to install Ruby RVM, and if Garish gets a moment, he might update the make file for the layer 5 site to include bundle update, so that just in case Gungeon isn't successful in running the site local to his OS, that he could then go back and do a make Docker. Hopefully that would work. While you guys are doing that, I'll share. No, I won't. I was going to share something, but I'm in Safari, not Chrome, so I can't share. Let's see if I switch.
Lee, you're talking on mute.
I have a couple of things to share. This first one is just a random personal thing.
Your voice became too low. Yeah, Shubham is validating that. Okay, I thought it was I mean, I had a suspicion if it was my problem, but okay, good. It's not.
Still pretty low.
It is, yeah.
This is getting better, I assume.
Yeah, now it's better. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Anyway, I've got a couple of updates, just some random stuff. Nobody needs to get excited when I say this, but so I'm sitting here with a new, yeah, yeah, the stupid microphone. Can you guys see this thing, this right here? Well, first of all, guess what time of year it is in the U.S.? Well, not in the U.S., but I mean, for those that celebrate Christmas, it's that season. So that means good things and bad things. Good things like there will be lots of pie and desserts, lots of sweets, lots of presents. Also bad things like yeah, I know, Sue, I'm sorry. Yes, clearly Christmas is everywhere. You're right. Also, it means some bad things. It means lots of money spent to buy those presents. You know, lots of getting fat because you're having so many sweets. So, but as it turns out, as a kid, I was kind of always upset that my birthday is close to Christmas. So, so if you have a birthday close to Christmas or close to Diwali or close to New Year's or something, you feel kind of gypped because you get, oh, Anand's, yours is too, huh? When is yours, Anand? And you end up, sometimes people are like, oh, well, we'll just, oh my gosh, dude, yeah, you really get screwed, Anand. Anyway, as it turns out, mine is today, and so I just opened up a birthday present. My wife bought me this circular light, which I'm just trying out for the first time. Oh yeah, thanks. Oh yeah, I won't tell you how old I am. It's getting bad, but the light is kind of cool in that one, hopefully it helps with like having calls where you can turn it up like way too bright, I guess.
Nice. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Or maybe
That
you can
will
just
help.
wear it around your head so that it'll focus your face much better.
Okay, we're not recording this call today, are we? Okay,
We are.
okay. The other thing is, well, it has a little, just a little
Control.
switch.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. To let you do, kind of go between like daylight. I'm not sure, like a warmish, a neutral temperature,
Yeah.
and like a warm temperature, a yellow. So hopefully this will help my very shining and beaming face come through very bright for everyone. So anyway, random thing. So the 22nd for Anand. Okay. Anand, man, maybe thinking maybe you need one of these. Maybe you need one of these. Just a little small one. Maybe we'll got your address on file. Anyway, there's that. So good. And then the other thing was, if you haven't looked at Layer 5.io recently, and by recently I mean within the last 5 hours, then you may not have seen dates, which I think are nice. We've held off in the past on making the site, and that's in part because I didn't want confusion over what we're trying to do, and so anyway, we're switching the site up a little bit, and actually some of the contributions that were given over Hacktoberfest helped. So someone had enhanced the social icons, which is nice. It's got this little transition time where you color code, but we've begun to get some of the logo out and just clean up the site some, which is good. There is just last night a little section published for brand, so the community logo here, and a bit about how to use its colors and for bookmarks that people might want to print out, they can print them out. And then for Meshery itself, and for downloading kind of all of the original icons and the logos to the extent that people need those. And so anyway, just I thought I'd share that because we're just taking some small steps. All right, good. So we've got 20 minutes left. I know, Garish, the discussion that you're going to, that about the topic with Nikhil, really interesting one. I think you should you guys should dig into that. Yeah, Nikhil, it's getting better, Nikhil. And actually Gunjan has got an issue or two I think he's working on it. So yeah, Rafi has recently been working on a comparison spectrum on the landscape. Look yet, but it's a significant enough change that I think you guys may want to check out his, much of the same. The contributor Rafi had been helping in the past, and he had enhanced it some, but it still looks generally the same. We've gotten a few more. Actually, Gunjan and Ashish have both been helping and getting a few entries on there. It's great, although now, in a good way, we have too much data. Or visitors come to the site and they say, well, okay, well, that's interesting. I don't know what this means to me, and how do I use all this info? Can someone boil it down? Can someone and so one of the items that Rafi was working on, this guy Rafi, he's up in Canada. He's got a PR open, and actually I think in Slack, in Slack, he has put in a comparison spectrum. As a pull request. Now I can't. Wait a second. I guess maybe he didn't do a PR. He did a branch. Did you guys see that in Slack where he put that in? Oh man, why am I having? Maybe he didn't do a PR yet, just in Slack.
I think he had.
Look, I've been out. I was excited to see he's working on it. Anyway, either way, I'll message about that later. I need to let you guys talk about the visual topology.
Sounds good. Let me see if I can bring up my screen sharing. All right. Lee, I cannot share my screen. The browser is preventing me from doing it again. I was able to do it in the beginning of the call, but now it's not permitting me to do it. Can you bring up Kiali we have in our environment? And we also have scope. So let's do it one by one. You're talking on mute.
Okay, if I was off mute there. So anyway, hopefully you can see my screen now. I found where Rafi was talking about the updates.
Cool. Is that in his repo?
I think it probably is, yeah, because I'm not seeing.
Yeah, makes sense.
And as it turns out, so Anand, if it makes you feel any better, is he still? Yeah. It's my older brother's birthday tomorrow. So he has it worse than me, but not quite as bad as you. So, oops. If you guys can see that. Also, so we're on it. Here's a photo of us, of my daughter taking care of a deer. Yeah, everything. Okay. All right, so, wow. I'm just trying to get connected to be able to share. Huh. Yeah, it's not happening. Oh, hold on. Let me get into a different machine, see if I can share it from that. It's gonna be bad.
You have plenty of places to do your stuff.
Wow.
Basically, I can walk behind you.
Okay, hopefully you guys can see.
Yes, we can.
All right. It's a Istio. And so this is Kiali here. It's running in a a test environment, a dev environment that has really mostly just book info as the application that's running right now. The most interesting thing about the fact that it has this interface, if you guys remember, product page, services, product page, details, ratings, reviews. And right now there's no traffic going through this system. Garish, are you able to quickly hit that?
Sure. Just give me a second. Sure. I think it'll take a minute, but then it will show. Yeah, I'm actually hitting, yeah. There you go.
So again, very, very simple thing that all of you can replicate in your environments. And Meshery, when Meshery deploys Istio, it'll also deploy Kiali as part of that. Expose and go look at it. And as you interface with Book Info, the sample app, and now Garish created traffic as he pulled the book and how that flows across the services. This is helpful for people to understand what's going on in the mesh. The mesh is configured. Like here, this is a virtual service. That's what that icon means. That's what they're using. Kiali using to describe and steer a virtual service. That's exposed that people are able to get to. So this is one of the three JFs of well, a place that we need to get to here.
Right.
Yeah.
The other project is, Lee, can you actually, on the same host, can you switch to port 32300? And can you click on containers? Or pods. Containers or pods, both work. Yeah, there you go. So this was the other project, like, which I had shared with Nikhil yesterday. I think he even has an instance of this running on his local Kubernetes cluster. Now, fundamentally, this project is actually a heavy user of D3. I think the other project, Kiali, too, is actually using D3. So, I had pointed Nikhil to one of D3 libraries based example, which is actually called the D3 Force, I think, which helps with creating network graphs and topologies much easily. So I'm not sure if these guys are using the exact same library, but then I'm pretty sure they're using something similar. So Weave Scope is actually a very good open source example, which is using D3, and you can see how interactive it is. It's very nice to see. Same thing with Kiali, but of course Scope's UI is much better than Kiali's. Kiali is definitely a newer project. Scope has been around for some time. So overall, I mean, so Scope is much better in its use of D3. Kiali is definitely working through its way, and I mean, honestly, I checked out Kiali after 4 or 5 months, and they have definitely made quite some improvements. So that's definitely kudos to their team. But yeah, so this is what we wanted to point to you, Nikhil, that these projects are actually using D3, and like what Lee said, we would eventually be walking towards having such visualizations It doesn't have to be the exact one, but like we want definitely we want something much better. But we want something along these lines. These are some good projects, like which are open source, which we can definitely look up to for examples of such use cases. It's really nice with these projects. Yeah. Anyways, so Nikhil, this is pretty much like what we wanted to show you. I showed Scope yesterday, but Kiali is actually a new one. I wasn't sure if you had Istio, which is the reason why I didn't talk about Kiali yesterday. But yeah, so Kiali is the other project, which is actually more specific to our use case, which is service meshes. But Kiali is very specifically built for Istio. So that's that's pretty much like what I wanted to show you, Nikhil, and of course like tell you.
Got it. So I didn't understand how is Kiali using D3 line.
I think Kiali is using it in D3 library. I don't know the specifics again. Like it's been like a super long time. I even checked Kiali. Like I said, like I just checked Kiali yesterday. After like a very long time, because when I was talking to you, like Kiali came to my mind, and also there was another thing which I'm working on, like which I thought like Kiali would be a good candidate to look into, like which is why I deployed Kiali in one of my clusters, and tried to look into it. So you saw the charts, right? Like, so you saw the graphs where the network traffic is flowing from one component to the other. I mean, all those I think are done with D3, if I understand it correctly. Does that make sense, Nikhil?
Yes, yes. Why not?
Yeah. So they've done a they've done a they're doing a decent job with showing like a legend, differentiating the shapes, so it's definitely good, like in regards to helping people understand like what their graphs are trying to convey. And of course, like when you click on a graph, like I mean, when you click on an element, when you double click on it, it actually zooms in, like in the sense it just goes zoom in on that one element, shows the traffic that's coming into it and going out from it, like so that's kind of a nice thing. And also one of the things is that if you install Kiali, I mean, if you install Kiali, like you will see it for yourself that you can right click on nodes. When you right click on the nodes, it gives you some custom options, which is kind of a nice thing. Yeah. So yeah, Lee is typing a message. So yeah, Nikhil, if you would see that, that's pretty much like where we are going. Like where, yeah, I mean, like take a look at these projects. Kiali is definitely a much closer example. So if you would look at the Kiali's UI, I'm pretty sure there is a project for UI under the Kiali's GitHub org. I don't know the exact GitHub org name and link, but I can send it to you in Slack. After this call. But essentially, like I'm pretty sure they have a separate repo for the UI, and I think that will be your go-to, if you want to actually take a look at how they are implementing it.
Okay, sir. I will look at it.
Awesome, guys. That's phenomenal. Anything else you guys want to talk about? We have 3 minutes.
I think for my part, I'll see you guys on Friday. I will finally be there. I won't be in the plane.
Nice. All right, guys. Have fun. Shubham, one thing before we take off, we really hope you actually found an issue to work on. Maybe you and Lee were chit-chatting like in the site. I probably don't remember seeing messages. So I hope you found an issue to work on. Same thing with Ganjan, Ashish, Shubham. I hope you guys have something to work on. So and do well in your exams. I mean, so this is like an exam week, and I think your exams are coming to an end on the 16th, which is like early next week. So so do well in your exams, and yeah, see you on Friday. Cool, guys. Yeah. See ya. See you guys.
All right.
Bye.